hip hop is finally back. It's looking like the second half of 2025 is going to be the real start of the hip hop year. Because while the first half wasn't no, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad in terms of the lack of drops that we had when it came to rappers who I kind of expected projects from at this point. Like, yes, we had Lil Baby. Yes, we had Playboi Carti. And yes, for some of the nicher folks, we had Rico Nasty, Benny the Butcher, you know, Larry June, 2 Chainz. We had some drops. But overall though, it has been a lackluster year so far in terms of hip hop. And I have been screaming from the mountaintops for the past 3 months, hoping that somebody would drop. And the people that I named still aren't dropping. But with that being said, we have gotten a few surprises and a few announcements from people that I honestly didn't expect projects from. So in today's video, we're gonna highlight some of the projects that I've dropped the past 2 months that I absolutely adore, that didn't make it on my half yearly list, and some projects that I'm very much looking forward to that are coming later on this year. But with that being said, we have to start with the album that everybody is going to talk about in terms of rap albums that came out in 2025. In fact, it might be the first thing a lot of people say besides I Am Music, and that's the Clipse Let God Sort Them Out. This is by far going to be rap album of the year, and it's not even like a question at this point. It's going to win everything. Like, it's going to be in competition with GNX at the Grammys, but for the most part, I think this is definitely going to win rap album of the year. Like, if we would just talk 2025 alone, this clears it by far. This project from top to bottom really only has, personally for me, one skip, but other than that, it's a flawless project. And even that one skip, I see that the sound that it was trying to go for. I listened to, you know, some podcasts and people review the album, and I understand that in terms of a historical standpoint of what they were trying to do. I just didn't really care for it. If you want to know what song I'm talking about, you can go check out my reaction. It's on my page right now. In fact, a lot of these projects that I'm gonna name are on my channel right now, so you can go check them out as well. But yeah, like, even with that though, when I heard it in the car, it actually wasn't that bad. Like, it was still listenable. But for me, this project is going to be something that is going to definitely start the 2025 calendar year for rap. Like, I think for most people, when we look back at 2025, this is going to be the standout project that everybody's gonna be like, well, 2025 had that. And it's hard to argue when you have this in your catalog. I need y'all to know, respectfully, the 2025 calendar year, the fiscal year, whatever you want to call it, for rap, starts with this project right here. It starts right here. Uncle Sam, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Come on! The year starts with this. The start of the project. It starts with this. Playboi Carti, move out the way. Move. We going to the spirit of you was a moment. You was a moment. This gonna cover the year. I buy bitches. This gonna feed the year. You buy watches, I buy collections. Like, I get that he was on, I'm not the but it ain't this. I don't fuck with the Kumbaya shit. I don't. Must be God sent. Come on. Send your ass back to the cosmics. The things I seen under my eyelids, man. Let's go dreams, murder and sirens. Let's be clear. Hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to rock him. It's going to wild. Sister let me down, but fuck it, the West Minds we right now. Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me I don't give a fuck. The truth I don't. Now with the genocide. Come on. However you want it, I'll be the rap is here. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's here. Niggas up out of here. This shit get gentrified heavy. Okay, I know that was a lot. I know that was a lot. Which I gotta understand. This project just means something. It means something to me, man. But transitioning from, you know, one Rapidy Rap album to the next Rapidy Rap album, and that is a project that came out not even, what, 3 weeks later? And that's Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist Alfredo 2. This is another project where if this had came out in 2023, 2022, because it wasn't last year, I'm just being honest with you. But if it came out any other year besides this year, oh, it'd be a landslide rap album of the year. It's not even close. This project from top to bottom just showcases that Freddie Gibbs is just one of the best rappers that don't get talked about. at all. And Alchemist is clearly just one of the top 5 producers in the game. The beat selection was just otherworldly. I think that is like one of my biggest highlights from this project. Is just every beat was magical. It felt so hip-hop, and it was so laid back at the same time that it's a project where even if you're not really into the super rapidy rap side of hip-hop, that you can easily digest it because the production is just so amazing. Like, it's getting to the point where I believe that The Alchemist is probably going to be my generation's Jay Dilla, or whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying? Where his beats feel like I'm the girl doing homework on YouTube for 24 hours. Like, it feels like the lo-fi videos, lo-fi hip-hop videos, where I feel like I can write 70 essays to this project, and I'm just really just listening to the production. And that's not to say that Freddie Gibbs wasn't a standout on this project either, because every verse for the most part was great. Sure, there was a few little bars in there that I didn't really care for, but other than that, the brother was absolutely flawless on this project. He wrote every beat, his flows were impeccable, his voice inflection was always in tune and perfect, and that JID feature, it's not enough good things I can say about this project, so it's one of those things where you gotta go listen to it for yourself. But shifting from the super hippity hop side to more of, some would say, my personal bag, let's talk about Lil Tecca's Dopamine. While I think I did cover this in my half yearly review, if I didn't, well, I'm talking about it now. I still adore this project. It has soured a little bit in terms of replay value, but for the most part, I still really like it. And it's just another highlight of projects that have came out within the last 2 to 3 months that are definitely going to bolster what this year was looking like in totality. And staying in that same vein, Yeat, while he hasn't dropped the project yet, he announced that he's going to drop a project very, very soon. I don't know what that means, but we're going to be on the lookout for a Yeat project in the next, 4 months, 5 months. And the 2 singles that he's given us so far, absolutely fire. I'm Yeat is probably the better of the 2. While I do like the Bell, I'm Yeat just, that beat is knocking, that flow is impeccable, that hook is great. Everything about that song is absolutely fantastic from top to bottom. And both of those songs just give off that 2019 to 2021 COVID time. We all locked the doors, so all we're doing is scrolling on TikTok and, oh my gosh, who is this Mexican Russian boy with a shiesty? Like, that's what it feels like. And it's just, it feels not only nostalgic, it feels great to hear him in that bag again. Because while we all like 2093, I think we all like the dystopian vibe that he was given, and the project after that, I don't remember the name of it, but I know Yeat fans, you'll tell me about it. While we all like that, just from my POV, I don't think that project did enough damage in terms of the live scene as his old projects do. And that's no shade to 2093, because I love that project from top to bottom. Hell, I even wrote a whole article about it for my school. But it doesn't hit like this Yeat hits. And I think that's kind of the point. I appreciate him stepping into a different realm and making something very artistic, and I loved it. But this right here, this is your bread and butter. This is your bread and butter. It's like LeBron. When his jump shot not working, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to the rack. I'm going to the rack and I'm getting 25. It doesn't matter no more, because who's gonna stop me down at the rack? I'm getting to the line. Same thing with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Same thing with Prime James Harden. If my shot's not falling, I'm getting to the rack and I'm getting fouled and I'm getting to the line. It's that simple. And for Yeat, while 2093 definitely fell and was definitely probably his most critically acclaimed project, it's nice to see him get back into his 1-2 step. But speaking of Yeat, let's talk about Don Toliver. Don Toliver, while he hasn't dropped anything yet, he is expected to drop something later on this year, and let me tell you something. Yes! So not only do I get Lil Tecca, not only did I get Travis Scott and the Jack Boys, but I also get Don Toliver all in the same year. What more can I ask for? If it's not clear, that's my big 3. That's my big 3. Don Toliver being my favorite artist in general right now, but that's my big 3. And so I am very excited to see what he does on his own project, because that would definitely explain why the Jack Boys 2 project had collectively 4 minutes of Don Toliver's voice on that entire project, because it personally made me mad. But let's talk about a project that is set to drop soon. In fact, it's going to drop this Friday. Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin's A Futuristic Summer is supposed to be a node to 2000s trap music and Atlanta and everything that has to do with that. And let me tell you something, I trust that Metro Boomin because that's generally been his sound for the past, what, 4 to 5 years. When was that Metro Boomin and 21 Savage project? Ever since then, I could tell this is the route that he's definitely going down. We Don't Trust You definitely leaned a lot into that. And now to see that he's gonna make a whole project literally dedicated to paying homage to that, it's gonna be great. The feature list already looks fantastic, from Gucci Mane to Waka Flocka to Quavo to everybody, Thug, Future, everybody that you could think of that's from Atlanta is gonna be on that project. Hell, I think Soulja Boy's even gonna be on that project. Like, it's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. So, yes, if you're asking, I am definitely going to react to that. I'm going to react to it live on TikTok, and it's going to be up on my YouTube channel within 24 hours of that. And pivoting from Metro Boomin, let's talk about, I guess, his sworn enemy right now. Let's talk about Drake and Iceman. Look, I know I just made a whole 20-minute video basically saying that Drake hates Black Americans, and I, myself, a Black American, should not be liking Drake because he hates me. And to that I say, yes, theoretically you would be right. It's fire. Look, bro, I don't know what y'all want to say, bro. Like, I absolutely love What Did I Miss. I really like him in that Central C record, which, by the way, speaking of my YouTube video, I think that Central C record proves my point 100 times more. Like, it's supposed to give you plausible deniability that he's not doing that, when in fact he's literally doing it. But even with that, I do like that Central C record. Now, it's not in my phone, I will say that. I won't go as far as to say I'm putting it in my phone, but if I hear it outside, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But overall, this Iceman rollout, I kind of like it. I kind of like the theories that a lot of people are making. Iceman from Marvel, Iceman from such and such. It's cool. It's not a bad rollout. He's leaning into the streaming thing. I'm not mad at it. I think the streams, well, he looks a little corny in the streams, but overall though, I think this is definitely going to be a decent rollout. And I like this for Drake because, number one, we had the EP drops, the 100 gigs drops, I think earlier this year, if not late last year. We've had the Party Next Door and Drake album, which y'all know how I feel about that. That was just a Drake album in disguise. And now we're getting the Iceman project, hopefully later on this year. And look, man, I get it. You lost the beef, so now you got to earn your rep back. And I appreciate the work that you're doing. Now, the context of the work is a little iffy, but overall, I can't be mad at the product. It's not all terrible. And with this Iceman project, look, I already gave what my overall expectations were of that project. You can go check that out on my TikTok, so I'm not going to really repeat it here. But I'm excited. That's all I can say. I'm excited. Does that make me a hypocrite? Maybe. But hey, bro, I'm excited for the rest of 2025. I think the second half of 2025 is definitely going to finish very, very strong. I think we're still supposed to be getting Cardi B this year. I know I'm mentioning Cardi B, but I want to still hear it regardless. I think 2025, when we look back at it, we're going to be like, man, that dropped, man, that dropped, man, that dropped. And I think without looking at the context of it, we're just going to acknowledge that 2025 was probably a very good year for hip hop. But when you really sit back, from really March till June, it was absolutely dead. There was no song of the summer that absolutely stood out, that stood the test of time for rap. And it was just overall a very dry year for probably the most important part of the rap calendar year. But other than that, I think October, I think September, August, I think November, and maybe December, we'll see who's going to be slated for that final slot. I think all of those in totality, along with Rico Nasty, along with Benny the Butcher, along with Playboi Carti, are going to be able to make this year look a lot better than what it actually was. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about the rest of 2025. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about all these projects that I've named, all these songs that I named it. What you're most looking forward to. Because for me personally, man, I can't wait for all of these projects. I really cannot wait. I'm very excited. But in the meantime, y'all, it's been your boy Josh Shiro.